Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly ghosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth.
Good morrow to you. I am Mr. Charles Dickens, and I welcome you to A Christmas Carol, the tale of a miserly man who comes to realize the true spirit of Christmas. When my novel first appeared, over 160 years ago, few observed Christmas other than at church. Few employers gave workers off for the holiday, and the jolly country celebrations of the past were largely forgotten in the cities. But this little story helped to transform Christmas from a staid religious holiday into the joyous season of faith, feasting, and goodwill it is to this very day. My little ghost story of Christmas opens in London on a cold, snowy December 24th in the year 1843. Once upon a time, of all the good days in the year, on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house. Ebenezer Scrooge was a squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner, a hard-hearted miser, secret and self-contained and solitary as an oyster, a morose and lonely man who consorted with nobody but himself. On this evening, the office of Scrooge and Marley was shrouded in cold, bleak, biting weather. But external heat and cold had little influence on Scrooge. No warmth could warm him. No wintry weather could chill him. No wind that blew was more bitter than he.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day. To save us all from Satan's power we had.
Bah! Merry Christmas, humbug! Begone, you miserable little beggars. Take your infernal Christmas carols and get away from my door.
Sorry, sir. Merry Christmas, though, sir.
Bah! And you, nephew, what right have you to be merry? You're poor enough. Christmas is a humbug.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle? A fraud? You don't mean that, I am sure. What right have you to be dismal about Christmas? You're rich enough. Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be, Fred, when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Ha! If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled in his own pudding, ha ha ha, and buried with a stake of holly through his heart, ha! Keep Christmas your own way, nephew. Let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? Oh, but you don't keep it, Uncle.
Well, let me leave it alone, then. How much good may it do you? Much good it has ever done you.
But Christmas time is a good time, Uncle. A kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time. When men and women open their shut-up hearts freely, it's a time to think of others as if they really were fellow passengers to the grave, and not another race of creatures bound on other journeys. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good, and will do me good. And I say, God bless it.
God bless Christmas.
You there, Bob Cratchit? Let me hear another sound from you, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. Now return to your accounting. Ha!
Yes, sir.
Oh, don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us for Christmas dinner tomorrow. Kate would love to meet you.
Kate? Oh, yes, your wife. Ha! Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love, Uncle.
Because you fell in love with a woman as penniless as yourself, Fred. But good afternoon.
But you never visited before my marriage. I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you.
Very well. Good afternoon.
Oh, I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon. Mr. Cratchit, see my nephew out.
This way, Mr. Fred, and a Merry Christmas to you.
And to you and your family, Bob. How is Mrs. Cratchit and your children? Oh, and especially your youngest, the little lame boy.
Tim, sir. Tiny Tim. He's getting better. Thank you for asking, and Happy Christmas.
My Clark, with 15 shillings a week, and a wife and family, talking about a Merry Christmas. I'll retire to Bedlam.
To see you, Mrs.
Good day, sir. My name is Poole, and this is my associate Lamb. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley, my partner, has been dead these 7 years. In fact, he died 7 years ago this very night. I am Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, well, at this festive season, Mr. Scrooge, we seek charity for the poor and destitute.
You see, many thousands are in want of common necessaries. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts, sir.
Are there no prisons?
There's plenty of prisons.
And the union workhouses, are they still in operation?
They are. I wish I could say they were not.
The treadmill, the poor law, are in full vigor then?
Both are very busy, sir, yes.
Oh, I was afraid that something had stopped them in their useful cause. I am very glad to hear it.
Well, They scarcely furnish Christian cheer, Mr. Scrooge. A few of us wish to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. You see, we do so now because it is a time when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. So, what shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
Oh, you wish to be anonymous, sir.
I wish to be left alone. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the prisons and the workhouses. They cost enough. Let those who are badly off go there.
Oh, but many can't go there.
Yes, many would rather die.
If they would rather die, they had better do it and decrease the surplus population.
I see. So the firm of Scrooge and Marley declines.
It's enough for a man to understand his own business and not to interfere with other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Well, good evening, then.
Very well. You've made your views quite clear. Good evening to you, sir.
Mr. Scrooge, it's 7 o'clock, sir, and it is Christmas Eve.
So? I suppose you'll want all day tomorrow, Mr. Cratchit?
If quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I were to dock you half a crown for it, you'd think yourself ill-used. I'll be bound. And yet you don't think me ill-used when I pay a day's wages for no work.
'Tis but once a year, sir.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December, but I suppose you must have the whole day. Well, be here all the earlier the next morning, Mr. Cratchit.
I will, sir. Thank you, and, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, indeed. Bah!
Scrooge took his melancholy dinner in his usual melancholy tavern and walked home through the rolling fog and the bitter cold. He silently passed the urchins who were crowded around fires in the street, trying to keep warm. The icy Scrooge trudged along through the dark streets, but just as he reached the door of his dismal house, he thought he heard something calling.
Ebenezer Scrooge! Ebenezer Scrooge!
It was the voice of his long-dead partner, Jacob Marley, whose ghostly face appeared on the door knocker. Scrooge hurried inside, closed the door, and locked himself in. He double-locked himself in. He then proceeded to search through his home. He checked the sitting room, the bedroom, the lumber room, all as they should be. There was nobody under the table, nobody under the sofa, nobody under the bed, and nobody in the closet. Secured against surprise, Scrooge put on his dressing gown and his nightcap and sat down before the fire to take his gruel, when suddenly
What is it? Every bell in the house must be ringing. What in the world? Nonsense. Humbug. It's all a humbug. I had a... Wait. What's that? Someone's in the cellar. But the doors are locked. Double locked. Something is coming up the stairs. Closer. It's outside my door. It's a humbug. I won't believe it. Humbug, I say.
Scrooge? Ebenezer Scrooge.
How? Now? What do you want with me? Who are you?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley. You don't believe in me, Scrooge. Why do you doubt your senses?
A disorder of the stomach makes them cheats. You're not a ghost. You're just a bit of bad beef, a blot of mustard, a fragment of underdone potato. Ha! There's more gravy than of grave about you, whatever you are. You're a humbug. Humbug, I tell you, humbug! Ah, mercy! I believe you, I must. Oh, dreadful apparition, why do you trouble me? Why do spirits walk the earth? Why come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men. That spirit goes not forth in life. It is condemned to do so after death. Doomed to wander the world and witness what it cannot share, but might have shared on earth and turned to happiness.
You are fettered, Jacob. Tell me why.
I wear the chain I have forged in life. I made it link by link, yard by yard. I girded it of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore it. Does this pattern seem strange to you, or do you know the length and weight of the strong coil that you bear yourself? It is a ponderous chain. Oh!
I see no chain.
You shall, on the day of your death. Mark me. In life, my spirit never roved beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hole. Now I'm doomed to wander without rest or peace. No regret can make amends for one's life opportunity misused.
But you were always a good man of business.
Business? Business! Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence were all my business. Oh, it is at this time of the rolling year that I suffer the most.
I'm sorry for you, Jacob. Is there anything I can do?
For me, it is too late. I've come to warn you of a hope and chance of escaping my fate. You will be haunted by 3 spirits. Expect the first tomorrow when the bell tolls 1, the second on the next night at the same hour, the third upon the next night at the last stroke of 12. Without their visit, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Oh! Ebenezer, look out this window. That poor woman and her infant huddled on the doorstep below. Look, that you may see for your own stake.
Ghosts, hundreds, chained, just like yourself. Well, they surround the woman, but they're not haunting her. They're pleading. Doesn't she see them? Well, why do these ghosts lament, Jacob? Why do they wail?
They seek to aid her. They seek to do good in human matters, but they have lost their power forever. They wail in unceasing torture and remorse. Beware of this cruel fate, Ebenezer. Beware, beware, beware.
Scrooge awoke. He was lying on his bed, still in his night clothes. Was Marley's visit a dream or not? He decided it was a dream and nothing more. But suddenly, The curtains of his bed were drawn aside, and Scrooge found himself face to face with an unearthly visitor who drew them. It was a strange figure, like a child, yet not so like a child as like an old man.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
Your past. I come for your welfare. Rise and walk with me.
Out the window, but I'm a mortal and liable to fall.
Bear by the touch of my hand on your heart, and you shall be upheld in more than this.
As the words were spoken, they passed through the wall. And there they stood upon an open country road with fields on either hand. A little market town appeared in the distance, with its bridge, its church, and its winding river. It was a clear, cold winter day, with snow upon the ground.
Do you recognize this place, Scrooge?
Good heavens! I was bred in this place. I was a boy here. Look, in that coach going by, my schoolmates Charles and John. They're on the Norfolk coach, taking them home for the Christmas holidays. Hello, Johnny, it's me, Ebenezer.
Wait, these are but shadows of the things that have been. They have no consciousness of us. Come.
Why, it's my old schoolhouse. But it wasn't a place of learning. More like a prison.
On Christmas Eve, the school is not quite deserted. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left there still. A lonely boy, reading beside a feeble fire. Do you know him?
Yes, I know him. I am that child, alone. My only companions were my books. Ali Baba, Robin Crusoe. Oh, poor boy. Oh, I wish, but it's too late now.
What is the matter?
Oh, nothing. There was a boy singing a Christmas carol at my door last night. I should have liked to have given him something. That's all.
Let us see another Christmas. Come.
Why, it's me. Years later, but still away at this dismal school. Alone. On Christmas.
Ebenezer? Ebenezer!
It's Fan, my sister, my beloved Fan.
Dear, dear brother, I have come to bring you home. Yes, home. Forever and ever. Father's so much kinder than he used to be. That home is like heaven. We're to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time in the world. Come with me. Let us go.
Your sister was always a delicate creature, whom a breath might have withered. But she had a large heart. She died a woman, but had, as I think, children.
One child, my nephew, Fred. Ah, my, how he does resemble his mother.
Come to another Christmas past, a celebration.
Fezziwig's warehouse! I apprenticed here! Why, it's old Fezziwig, bless his heart. It's Fezziwig alive again at one of his Christmas parties.
Oh there, Ebenezer. No more work tonight. Christmas Eve. Join in the festivities. Merry Christmas all. Come and dance. Hi-ho! Hands half round and back again. Down the middle and up again. Round and round. Advance and retire. Old top couple. Bow and back. Now top couple start again. Advance and retire. Both hands to your partner. Bow and curtsy. Corkscrew. Thread and needle. Back again to your place. Well done.
Do you recognize yourself, Scrooge? A young man with a twinkle in your eye and a future before you. You're quite enjoying yourself.
Oh, it was a marvelous party with cake and punch and cold roast and mince pies. Plenty of beer. Look at old Fezziwig, how he dances. Isn't it glorious? Ho ho! What a jolly time we used to have.
It was a small matter for old Fezziwig to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small matter? Small indeed.
He has spent only a few pounds of your mortal money, and look, is it so much that he deserves this praise?
It isn't that. It isn't that, Spirit. Fezziwig has the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our service light or burdensome, a pleasure or a toil. The happiness he gives is quite as great as if it cost a fortune.
What? Is something bothering you, Scrooge?
No. I should like to say a word or two to my clerk, Bob Cratchit, just now.
Scrooge, my time grows short. Quick, several years later.
Oh, Belle, as beautiful as ever.
A penniless girl who loved you, Scrooge.
And I her. It didn't matter that she had no dowry. We were so happy together.
Until your career with Jacob Marley came between you. As you gained, so you lost. Do you see yourself? You're older now, a man in the prime of life. Your face has begun to wear the signs of care and avarice. Your eyes are greedy, the eager, restless eyes of a miser.
No. Spare me this. Not this, Spirit. No.
This music box is a beautiful gift, Ebenezer. But I realize I matter little to you, very little. To protect yourself from a hard and cruel world, you have become hard and cruel in response. I've tried to cheer and comfort you, but another idol has displaced me.
What idol could ever displace you, Belle?
You now worship a golden idol. I've seen your nobler aspirations fall off, one by one. Ebenezer, you've become another man.
I wanted security. Success for you, Belle.
I seek tenderness, not riches. Therefore, even though it is Christmas, I release you from our engagement with a full heart for the love of him you once were.
No. No, Belle, don't. Don't!
Dear Ebenezer, may you be happy in the life you have chosen.
Belle, no. Spirit, show me no more. Why do you torture me? Oh, remove me. I cannot bear. Haunt me no longer.
One shadow more.
No more. I don't wish to see it. Show me no more.
But the relentless ghost pinioned both his arms and forced him to observe what happened next. But now a knocking at the door was heard, and such a rush immediately ensued that she, with laughing face and plundered dress, was borne towards it in the center of a flushed and boisterous group, just in time to greet the father, who came home attended by a man laden with Christmas toys and presents.
Father!
Belle! I saw an old friend of yours this afternoon.
Who was it?
Guess.
How can I, Tut? Don't I know? Mr. Scrooge?
Mr. Scrooge it was. I passed his office window, and as it was not shut up, and he had a candle inside, I could scarcely help seeing him. His partner lies upon the point of death here, and there he sat alone, quite alone in the world, I do believe.
Spirit, remove me from this place.
I told you these were shadows of the things that have been, that they are what they are. Do not blame me.
Remove me. I cannot bear it. Leave me, take me back. Haunt me no longer.
The whole scene disappeared, and Scrooge found himself once more alone back in his bed. Scrooge drifted off to sleep, only to be awakened once again by the stroke of one. He gradually noticed a great blaze of ruddy light. Something was in the room.
Come, Ebenezer Scrooge, come.
Scrooge beheld his own bedchamber, and it was transformed. The walls and ceiling were so hung with living green that it looked a perfect grove. Around the blazing fire lay a feast of meats and fruits and seething bowls of punch. And there sat a jolly giant, glorious to behold. She bore a glowing torch shaped like Plenty's horn, and held it up, high up, to shed its light on Scrooge as he crawled peeping from his bed.
Come and know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. You've never seen the likes of me before.
Spirit, conduct me where you will. I went forth last night on compulsion and learnt a lesson which is working now. Tonight, if you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Very well. Touch my robe.
And instantly they were transported to the streets of London on a bright Christmas day. The shops were bustling with jolly people completing their errands or returning from church. The grocers, the poultry and fruit shops, all were busy and all a delight. Presently, Scrooge and the Spirit came to Camden Town, to a humble house on a humble street.
This is the home of my clerk, Bob Cratchit. His wife, children. Why are we here, Spirit?
Whatever has got your precious father, then? And your brother, Tiny Tim?
Oh, but here's Martha. Mother, hurrah!
Sorry I'm late, Mother. We had a deal of work to finish up last night and to clear away this morning.
Well, never mind, my dear, so long as you are here. Sit ye by the fire, my dear, and have a warm. Lord bless ye.
No, Father's coming. Hide, Martha, hide. Father.
Ah, Peter, Belinda, Frederick. Why, where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming? Not coming upon Christmas Day?
Here I am, Father. Merry Christmas.
So how did Tim behave in church today, Bob?
Good as gold, Mother, and better. Hey, Tim.
They sang ever so nice, Mother. I hope the people saw me in the church. Because I'm a cripple, and it might be pleasant for them to remember on Christmas who made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
God bless you, my son. See, Mother, his heart is strong, and he will get better. I know it.
Oh, let's play a game. Father, play the memory game with us. Please, please?
Yes, and then we'll sing songs and... Look!
Oh, smell that goose! Hurrah! Look, look! There was never such a goose. Never!
All right, be seated. Here you go. Take your turn now. There's plenty of potatoes, stuffing, and plum pudding for all of you. Martha, dear, sit next to Tim and make sure he gets plenty to eat. He must get strong and well, if anything should ever happen to him.
Oh, Mother, don't even think that. I'll see that he eats well. Here, Tim.
Quiet, please, quiet. Such a feast requires a Merry Christmas to us all. God bless us.
God bless us.
God bless us.
God bless us. God bless us, everyone.
Tell me, Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat by the chimney, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No, 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 kind Spirit. Say he'll be spared.
But why? If he be like to die, he better go on and do it, and decrease the surplus population.
Oh, you use my words against me.
Yes, and perhaps in the future you will learn to hold your tongue until you have discovered what the surplus population is and where it is. It may be that in the sight of heaven, you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions, like this man's poor child.
Here's the punch, steaming hot. Take your turn. There's enough for a toast, and one after that.
A toast, a toast, a toast to Christmas.
Here, I would like to propose a toast to Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast. To Mr. Scrooge!
What?
No!
Father?
Please!
Not him!
Oh.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had Mr. Scrooge here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I'd hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear, it's Christmas Day.
I'll drink to his health, for your sake in the days, not his. Long life to him, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. I'm sure he'll be very merry and very happy. I have no doubt.
Come, Ebenezer, to a gathering across town.
Ah, my nephew Fred, and his wife Kate, and their many hungry friends.
And then he said Christmas was a humbug. As I live. And he believed it too.
More shame for him, Fred.
Oh, he's a comical old fool. That's the truth. And not so pleasant as he might be. However, his offenses carry their own punishment, and I have nothing to say against him.
I'm sure he's very rich. At least you always tell me so.
Oh, what of that, my dear wife? His wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't make himself comfortable with it.
I have no patience with him.
Well, I have. I am sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself always. I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or...
Still playing blind man's buff?
Oh, come now, Topper. Kate's sister knows you cheat. I think.
Oh, our furnishings. Wait. Let's play a game of yes and no. Think of something, dear husband, and we have to find out what.
All right. Quick now. Ask away.
Vegetable.
Oh, no.
Animal.
Yes.
A friendly animal.
No.
Disagreeable.
Oh, oh yes.
Savage.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Birds, growls, talks.
Yes to both. Sometimes.
Lives in London. In a menagerie?
Yes and no.
Walks the streets.
Oh, yes.
A horse?
Oh, no.
Oh, is it a tiger?
Oh, no.
A bear.
No, but almost.
I found it out, Fred. I know what it is.
What is it?
It's your Uncle Scrooge.
Yes. Oh, yes. He has given us plenty of merriment, I am sure. It would be ungrateful not to drink to his health. Here's a glass of mulled wine ready to our hand at the moment. So here, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man. Whatever he is, he wouldn't take it from me, but he may have it just the same. To Uncle Scrooge!
Come, Ebenezer, there is much more to see. Men who keep Christmas in their hearts. Come.
Much they saw, and far they went, and many homes they visited, but always with a happy end. The spirit stood beside sick beds, yet they were cheerful. On foreign lands, and yet they were close at home. By poverty, yet it was rich. In almshouses, hospitals, and jails, in misery's every refuge, the spirit of Christmas left her blessing and taught Scrooge as she went. At last, they returned to the streets of London for the spirit's final lesson. But the spirit had aged.
My life upon this globe grows very brief. My time with you, Ebenezer, is almost done. Have you gained by what I have shown you of the good in most men's hearts?
I don't know. How can I promise? Perhaps I'm too old to change.
If it's too hard a lesson to learn, look here upon these.
What? 2 frightful, hideous, miserable children, yellow, meager, and scowling. Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's children. This boy is ignorance, and this girl is want. Beware them both in all their degree. But most of all beware this boy, for on his brow I see that written which is doom, unless the writing be erased. Without the spirit of Christmas to comfort them, narrow Puritanism and greed would release these wretched beings upon the world.
But spirit, have they no refuge or resource?
Are there no workhouses? Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses? Are there no prisons? Ha 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 ha!
And with that, the ghost of Christmas present dissolved into the mist, and Scrooge stood alone upon the street. As the last stroke of midnight rang, Scrooge remembered the prediction of old Jacob Marley, and lifting his eyes, he beheld the third spirit, a solemn phantom, shrouded in black, draped and hooded, coming like a mist along the ground towards him.
I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come. You will show me shadows of things that have not happened, but will happen? Spirit, will you not speak to me? O ghost of the future, I fear you more than any spectre I've seen. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, and as I hope to live to be another man from what I was, lead on. The night is waning fast, and it is precious time to me. Lead on. Why, it's my accustomed corner at the Royal Exchange among the merchants. Here are my fellow businessmen, as I've seen them often.
I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Well, old Scratch got his own at last, eh?
So I'm told.
What has he done with his money?
His company, perhaps. Well, he hasn't left it to me. That's all I know.
It's likely to be a very cheap funeral, for upon my life I don't know of anybody to go to it.
I don't mind going if there's lunch provided.
Spirit, why show me this trivial conversation? They can't be discussing the death of my old partner, Jacob. Is there some hidden purpose? Where's my shadow? I expect the conduct of my future self to provide some latent moral for my own improvement. I have been resolving a change of life, and I hope you can show me my newborn resolutions being carried out here. Oh! What obscure part of town are we in now, Spirit? This whole quarter reeks of crime, filth, misery. Why bring me to this low-browed, beetling hovel, a rag and bottle shop? And who are these grotesque people?
Look here, old Joe. Let the charwoman be first, and the laundress second, and the undertaker's man be third.
Then what have you got to sell? What have you got to sell?
Who's the worse for the loss of a few things like these? Not a dead man, I suppose.
No, indeed. If he wanted to keep him after he was dead, the wicked old screw, why wasn't he natural in his lifetime?
Mrs. Dilber.
Well, if he had been, he'd have had somebody to look after him when he was struck with death, instead of lying there gasping out his last, alone, by himself.
'Tis the truest word that ever was spoke. It's a judgment on him, it is. Well, what's this? Bed curtains?
Ah, yes, bed curtains.
You don't mean to say you took them down, rings and all, with him lying there?
Why not? And don't drop that oil upon these blankets.
His blankets, too?
And this fine shirt. It's the best he had. They would have wasted it by dressing him up if it hadn't been for me.
Oh, Spirit, I see. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way now. What is this dark, empty house? A bare, uncurtained bed. The shrouded body of this plundered, unknown man. He lay here, with no one to say. He was kind to me, and for the memory of one kind word, I will be kind to him. Spirit, you point to the head of this corpse. Do you wish me to remove the cover? Oh, Spirit, this is a fearful place. In leaving it, I shall not leave its lesson. Trust me, let us go. I understand you, and I would do it if I could, but I have no power. Spirit, I have no power. No, oh, let me see some tenderness connected with the death, or this dark chamber will be forever present to me. Spirit, once more we are at the home of Bob Cratchit, but it's different. So quiet. What is it, Spirit? What kind of Christmas is this?
And he took the child and set him in the midst of them, and answered, I say unto you that none but those who are as humble as little children shall enter into heaven. Whosoever shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me.
Stop, Peter. Stop reading. Oh, my son, Tiny Tim.
Mother, please don't cry. Father will be home soon. Don't let him know you've been crying.
He's late tonight, Martha. When he had Tiny Tim on his shoulder, he would walk fast, very fast indeed. But the child, he was light to carry. And your father, he loved him so. It was no trouble at all.
Here's Father now.
Sorry I'm late to Mother. I wish you could have gone. It would have done you good to see how green a place it is. But you'll see it often. I promised Tim that we'd walk there on Sundays. Oh, God.
Oh, Bob.
Oh, my child. My little child.
Spectre, something informs me that our parting moment is at hand. Tell me, what man was that whom we saw lying dead? Spirit, where are we now? Merciful heavens! A dismal, ruinous churchyard, with desolate, lonely, crumbling graves. Here then is the wretched man. He lay underneath the ground, this grave. Before I draw near to that stone, tell me, Spirit, are these shadows of things that will be, or are they shadows of things that may be only? Spirit, that gravestone, what is written upon it? Wait! The name on the grave is Ebenezer Scrooge. Ebenezer Scrooge? No! No, Spirit! Why show me this if I am past all hope? Am I to become like Jacob Marley, like the other cursed ghost, chained, wandering the earth forever? No! Spirit, hear me. I am not the man I was. Tell me that I may change these dreadful shadows. I'll honor Christmas in my heart. I'll try to keep it all the year. I'll live in the past, the present, and the future, and not shut out the lessons they teach. Oh, I pray, please, Spirit, that I may sponge away the writing on this stone. I beg you, I'll change. I pray. I'll change. Why, what's this? My bedpost. I'm home, in my own bed, in my own room. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and Christmas time be praised. I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. Ha ha! Oh, I'm as light as a feather, as happy as an angel, as merry as a schoolboy, as giddy as a drunken man. Oh, glorious light, fresh air, the window. Merry Christmas!
And a Happy New Year, sir.
Boy, what's today? What day is it, my fine fellow?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day, sir.
Christmas Day! I haven't missed it at all. The spirits have done it all in one night. Boy, do you know the poulterers in the next street at the corner?
I should hope I did.
Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging up there?
What? The one as big as me? It's hanging there now.
Is it? We'll go and buy it.
Walker.
No, I'm in earnest. Go and buy it. Tell him to bring it here, that I may give it to the Cratchits.
Scrooge sent the boy to buy the prize turkey and have it delivered to the Cratchit family as an anonymous gift. Then the new Ebenezer Scrooge dressed himself all in his best and got out into the streets of London. By this time, people were pouring forth, and Scrooge regarded all with a delighted smile and a hearty holiday greeting.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
By mere chance, Scrooge came upon the charity seekers he had dismissed just yesterday. But today he apologized and made a large donation to their worthy cause, with many back payments included. Scrooge went to church. He walked about the streets and watched the people hurrying to and fro. He patted children on the head, questioned the beggars, and found that everything could yield him pleasure. He had never dreamed that any walk, that anything could give him so much happiness. In the afternoon, Scrooge turned his steps to the door of his nephew Fred, who was in the midst of Christmas dinner with his wife and their many hungry friends.
Uncle Ebenezer! Why, I can't believe you're really here! At my home! On Christmas!
I come to beg your pardon, Fred, for the things I said about Christmas. Now that was a humbug.
Was it? Well, I don't know what to say. Do come in. May I present my wife, Kate?
Uncle Ebenezer, I never expected this of you.
Oh, Kate, can you forgive an old fool? God forgive me for the time I've wasted.
Of course, Uncle, of course.
Well, join the feast, Uncle. Set another plate at the table. Here. I propose a toast. A toast to Uncle Scrooge.
To Uncle Scrooge.
And so Ebenezer Scrooge rejoined his family and rejoined the family of man. The next morning, Scrooge came early to the office. If he could only be there first and catch Bob Cratchit coming late. That was the thing he had his heart set upon. And was Bob ever late? The clock struck 9, but no Bob. 1:15. Still no Bob. But then, finally...
Mr. Cratchit, what do you mean by coming in at this time of the day?
I'm very sorry, sir. I'm behind my time. It shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
Bob Cratchit, I'll not stand this sort of thing any longer. And therefore, I'm going to raise your salary.
Please, sir, you're going to raise my salary? But, sir...
Wait, no, Bob. I haven't lost my sense. I've come to them. A Merry Christmas, Bob. A merrier Christmas than I've given you in many a year. I'll raise your salary and endeavor to assist your struggling family. And we will discuss your affairs this very afternoon over a Christmas bowl of smoking bishop. Bob, Merry Christmas!
Scrooge was better than his word. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city ever knew. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he became like a second father. And it was always said that Ebenezer Scrooge knew how to keep Christmas well. May that be truly said of us, all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us, everyone.